Good morning, children. Now lesson 3 section 1 is over. That is lesson 3 to the value of flowers. Hope all have read the lesson and you remember what happened. What is the lesson about? The author Romola Butalia, she is going to the valley of flowers, a very beautiful place it is. It is a natural garden in Uttarakhand. Yes, now she has started from Badrinath and she has reached the place called Gangaria. She stayed the night there and now is ready to go to the valley of flowers. Early in the morning she got up. At 4:15 she got up and now she is ready to go trekking to the valley of flowers. The way to the valley of flowers is very, very dangerous. Now section 2. At daybreak I was walking towards the bifurcation point where the trail to the valley of flowers heads left of the main trail to Hemkund Sahib. Now she reached the place where it is now diverted. One going to the left side and one going to the right side. So the one going to the left side is the place she wanted to go, that is to the valley of flowers. Bifurcation point means the point from where the road divides into two sides. I revelled in being completely alone in the high Himalayas at last. So she was very excited and she enjoyed. Just think how it would be to stand in the Himalayas all alone, and that too early in the morning. The full snow-capped mountains you can see in the picture. Yes, and the river. Now the trail was well marked and the surrounding views were superb. Surrounding views means all the sights that you can see, the neighboring places, all were so superb. Less than a kilometer away, sitting on the path in obvious uncertainty, were two trekkers in their late 20s. So when she was walking on, when she reached almost 1 kilometer, she saw two little boys aged 20 years old sitting on the path. They did not know what to do. They were also going to the valley of flowers and they were deciding what they are going to do now, how they are going to do. Now who are those two boys? Rajesh and Ajit. Rajesh, inscrutable, impassive face, gave nothing away. Inscrutable means not showing much emotion. Impassive means therefore difficult to judge or understand. When you look at Rajesh's face, you cannot say what he is thinking, whether he is feeling happy, whether he is feeling sad. Nothing was seen on his face. Ajit's contrasting transparent look of incredulity, his widening eyes and dropping jaw said it all. Now Ajit was just the opposite of Rajesh. From Ajit's face we can make out that he was very much surprised. He was looking incredulous. Incredulous means unbelievable. Vishwasikkan pattathathu. His eyes widening and the jaw dropping said it all. Are you going alone to the valley of flowers? Was the redundant question. Redundant means unnecessary because that way, the way is only to the valley of flowers. So they are asking this lady, are you going alone to the valley of flowers? They are surprised. They were debating whether they should be sensible, back off and go towards Hemkund Sahib instead. Now, what were they thinking? They were thinking whether they should go straight to the valley of flowers or to the right side to reach the Hemkund Sahib. The Hemkund Sahib is also a very beautiful place. It is a Gurudwara of the Sikh people, the worshipping place of the Sikhs. Now the forest ranger had apparently decreed that the trail was not officially open, that anyone attempting it was going at their own risk, that there were several glaciers and a particularly dangerous one a kilometer ahead. So the forest officer, he had told these two boys that decreed means announced or ordered that the trail, the way to the valley of flowers was not open, it was not ready. Because the valley, the way is full of big rocks, stones and also several glaciers. You know what is a glacier, children? Glacier is a very huge mass of moving ice. They move very slowly. You must have studied in geography. And a particularly dangerous one ahead 1 kilometer ahead. So when you have traveled 1 more kilometer from this place, you will see a very big dangerous glacier, very difficult to cross across that glacier. I turned the corner and realized why they had stopped in their tracks. Ahead was the first ice sheet. So she did not listen to them. She did not listen to them, and she went on alone. When she reached one corner, she knew why these two boys had stopped and they were sitting down deciding what to do, because she saw the first ice sheet. It had been a long time since I had glissaded on glaciers. Glissaded means to slide down on a slope. Slid down a steep snow-covered slope, usually in a sitting or a crouching position. I stepped gingerly on the ice. Gingerly means very gently, very softly on the ice, and crossed slowly with exceeding care. Now she was walking across the ice. She had to cross that glacier now. From the other side, I beckoned Ajit and Rajesh, who were waiting for a cue from me. I beckoned means I called to them. I called them, come with me. They were also waiting, because she had already gone half the kilometer is over now, and now she was turning back and looking at Ajit and Rajesh and telling them, come with me. They were also waiting for her to call them. What a spectacular trail. What a spectacular trail means what a very beautiful, wonderful sight. Hardly a human footstep to disturb the path. It was full of ice. Glacier, you know what is it, isn't it? And now they cannot even see the footsteps. Bark of Bhojpatra littered the ground instead of sweet wrappers. Sometimes when we usually go trekking, we find sweet wrappers, biscuit wrappers all on the ground. But here they found only the skin, the bark of the birch tree, the Bhojpatra tree. It is a kind of a birch tree found in the Himalayas, the bark of which was used to write on in ancient times. It is said that the Vedas are written using this bark of the tree, Bhojpatra tree. And the bark, the skin, the outer skin was lying on the ground instead of sweet wrappers and juice cartons. Verdant green, the occasional early flower peeping through the mist and the sunlight, the roar of the river bounding over rocks. Verdant green means fresh, bright green color of grass. You can see in the picture. Very beautiful sight. The mountains full covered with snow, the valley filled with different kinds of colorful flowers. Now when we reached the dangerous glacier, you remember the forest officer had said that 1 kilometer ahead there is a very dangerous glacier. We were already committed to the valley of flowers. Now they reached the dangerous glacier. I looked at the glacier critically from several angles, trying to see ahead. So just a very, very big one. They had to cross that and go. So when she was, the author, she was trying to look at it from through which way she can go, but she could not find any end. It curved an impossible distance. She could not see anything before that. Sheer vertical cliff led to the river, cascading over the rocks. Vertical cliff means, a cliff is the steep face of a rock, big rock. Vertical means straight, and cascading over the rocks, and the river like the waterfall coming and falling over the rocks. The waterfalls, they come and fall on the rocks. It is a very beautiful sight. The latter part seemed possible, but the initial bit was undoubtedly dangerous. The latter part means the climbing of the rock was a little easier than crossing this big dangerous glacier. We decided to attempt another road. So all the three of them decided that we will change our route, go through some other way, find some other way to reach the place. Clambering over boulders. Clambering means climbing with great difficulty. And what are boulders? Big pieces of rocks. Scrambling across loose stones. Scrambling also climbing against the loose stones, hanging on to slender branches on the way. So I sat down, took a deep breath, debated the pitfalls and decided to opt out. So here she was finding it very difficult now and she said, she is thinking, I don't think I will be able to reach the Valley of Flowers. It's a very difficult way to the Valley of Flowers, and I think I will stop this now. Decided to opt out means I am not going there, I am going to stop my journey, I am going to stop my trekking. Rajesh and Ajit's sense of loyalty prevented them from leaving me behind. Now this was a lady, and these two boys did not want to leave this lady alone there. So they were insistent that it was easier ahead. And they kept on saying that once you cross the dangerous glacier, it will be easy again. So you come with us. I waved them on with judge your own limits, don't take unnecessary risks, have fun and take care. So she said, you all go, both of you all go, I am not going to come with you all again, because I am finding it very difficult to reach the Valley of Flowers. Within 10 minutes, Ajit returned to extend a hand. So after 10 minutes, Ajit came back and he said, I will help you across the boulders. After that, the path is easier. I declined the offer, saying, I will slow you down. So he came and told her that you come with me, I will help you to cross the big rocks, and after that the way is a little easy. So then what did she say? She said, I will slow you down. She said, if I come with you, your time will also be wasted by looking after me. So you all go on. I watched their vanishing figures, scrambled back with considerable difficulty onto the main trail, and sat and watched the river and the glacier with a mixture of anger, resentment and hurt. So she watched both the boys go on. They already decided that they will go on to reach the Valley of Flowers. And she said, I am not coming with them, I am not coming with you all, I will sit down here. Let me go back to my own place. And she was looking at their disappearing figures as they walked with great difficulty, and then sat and watched the river. She was sitting and looking at the river and the glacier, and she was feeling angry, sad and hurt because she cannot make it to the Valley of Flowers. I realized I had really been keen to go to the Valley of Flowers. Finally, I turned back. I had walked half a kilometer back when I saw 6 young locals sitting on the path. They greeted me and asked me where I was coming from. I explained my predicament. One of them volunteered, we'll take you across. So when she was sitting there, and then she finally decided, let me go back now. So she saw 6 young local people sitting on the path, and they asked her where she was going or where she was coming from, and she told them that she wanted to go to the Valley of Flowers, but since it was a very difficult route, very difficult way, she stopped and she is going back. So one of them said, we will take you across. So thank you children, we will continue in the next class.